Well, hello my friend, welcome to week number 6. This is week number 6 of the Small Works Art Sales Challenge, and I am happy, I am excited because we are now past the half point, right? It's a 10-week challenge. We are now on week 6. That means we passed the halfway point. So if you made it to this video, my friend, congratulations. You know what, let's celebrate. We gotta celebrate the small steps that we have, that we make. Being an artist is difficult as is. You know, being an artist is very hard. So we gotta celebrate. Sometimes we're too hard on ourselves. We gotta celebrate our small wins. And right now, week number 6 is a win. You have made it to week 6. We passed the middle point of the challenge. That's exciting. That is good. I want to give you encouragement. You know, for you who are watching right now this video, maybe you know, you might be feeling a little bit depleted or a little bit tired or discouraged, you know, for whatever reason. That is fine. We all go through that. The art career is one that looks like this. You know, we have ups and then we have lows, right? We have ups when things are happening, when we have shows, when we have, you know, things that are happening to our art and features and all that stuff. Things are looking good in the studio, and then we tank, and then we have seasons in which, you know, there are no shows going around, or things are not working well, or, you know, the studio you're facing blocks, and etc. Right? There are all kinds of situations. So whichever way you may be at, if you are on a high point or on a low point right now, I just want to encourage you to continue working, to keep the faith, to continue working. That's really the commitment that we make when we decide to be artists. You know, we commit to make the art that we love, that we want, that's calling our heart, and continue making that work. And sometimes, you know, it's easy and sometimes it's hard. You know, sometimes the circumstances of life all line up to make the work amazing and to make it, you know, really exciting. And sometimes the circumstances of life line up in the opposite direction and seems like they're trying to push us away from making the art that we love. But you know, my friend, you are here, you're watching this video. Celebrate that we passed the half point of the challenge right now, and we are on our way to releasing something that you've been working hard on, you know, in your studio, to making these small works. And that's why it's called a challenge. I know for many of you, it has been a challenge. It has been hard. It has been difficult. Perhaps you struggle in writing your story, or perhaps you struggle on coming up with a title, or perhaps you struggle with keeping up with my videos, or doing the marketing part, or doing the, you know, the identity, or maybe you struggle with the calendar, or you struggle making the art, or all of the above. You know, the reality is that happens. You know, I just want to say, you know, keep at it, let's work together. You may think sometimes, because I'm on this side of the screen, that everything's going great for me, and not, you know, everything is amazing, and roses are, you know, everywhere, and the artwork is just happening magically in the studio. Well, let me tell you, my friend, you know, sometimes we don't know the whole story of the person on the other side. In my case, I had a big setback last week where and I shared it with a couple of friends, where I was working on my small works, which, as I have shared from the beginning, that works on paper. And I was working on my small works on paper, and I've been working with acrylic and different gel mediums and things like that. And I pulled, the way I'm working on this is like I lined up 15 sheets of paper all together, working on them. So I taped them together, and I'm working on them all at once in the wall, creating my backgrounds and really getting excited with what was happening in there. And then one day last week, I believe it was Thursday or Friday, I decided to take them down from the wall and put them on the floor, because I wanted to do some pouring, you know, of paint, and really create some really interesting things happening on the painting. Well, what I forgot about is that there are gaps in between the sheets of paper. So when I did the pouring of acrylic medium, of acrylic, you know, mixed with mediums, gel mediums and pouring mediums, when I pour it, I left it. I said, well, I'm gonna let it dry overnight. Tomorrow it'll be dry and it'll be great. Well, what happened is that I forgot that the paper, there are gaps in between the sheets of paper, so the paint seeped through the gaps. And because I was using medium, if those of you guys who work with acrylic know that it's a glue. So my paper glued to the ground. Like when I came up in the morning, it was like wallpaper on the ground. So I had to get a spatula and tried to save them. And well, it was a disaster, a disaster. So pretty much took me back to start from scratch, starting from square one. So this week, I guess what I'm doing, I'm working really hard on trying to catch up in my studio, right? But I'm not letting that setback, deplete me or bring me down or nothing like that, right? It is like the way I see it. It sucks. I was really disappointed, how stupid mistake I made. I've been doing this work for longest time. I was just not thinking. I was just excited about what it could happen, and I didn't think about the gap between the papers. So when I pulled the paper, a lot of them were ripped, or others completely had holes because as I separate them from the floor, it was just a disaster. So I decided to pull all those apart and just start from scratch. And that's what I am, right? And that's what I am. That's why I'm telling you this and sharing this with you, with everyone who's watching this video, is that we get setbacks. As artists, we face setbacks. Sometimes looks like everything is fine on the other side, but we don't know the full story. And my full story is that right now I face a setback. So now I got some catching up to do. So no matter where you are, for you, if any of the parts of the challenge have given you a setback, just get up, pick up. Remember the commitment you have done to your art career, and just get up and let's get to work. Let's make it happen. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be great. You're gonna learn a lot, through this process, and we are all on this together. We are all working together on this. We are a team. We are Team Art Next Level, and we're working together to complete this challenge. So I hope you complete it. I hope you go all the way through with it, all the 10 weeks, and you will have. When you look back, after the 10 week, you look back where you're starting, where you're at now, and say, well, I did learn a lot. So that is the whole goal. And of course, you will also enjoy having this new series and getting it out to a new audience and building more your audience and so on. So having said that, I'm excited. Even with the setbacks, I'm excited because I think sometimes we need those setbacks to kind of like, okay, wake up. Let's fine tune, let's refocus, and let's get going. So that's exactly what we're gonna do today. Just get going. Well, my friend, as you look at your calendar this week, what I would like you to do is, as you start looking at this, a couple of things that I want to first point out. You see the save the date email. There's an email that I set up about you want to send around 20 days or so before your release date. There's nothing magic about the number 20. It could be, 15 days, or 30 days, whatever, before your release date. If you have your release coming up in the next couple of weeks, you might want to send it this week, or beginning of December, you can send it out this week if you want. And the whole idea of the save the date email is just an email that it just says save the date, right? So that they know something is coming. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to tell the story of it. I suggest you don't actually say a whole lot of it. Just include in your email your identity, the one identity that we just created, that you created last week, or you're still finalizing if you haven't finished it up yet. That's what you want to do. I actually did that over the weekend. I sent out an email announcement of a show that I have. And then after the announcement of the information about the show, then I put a spacer and then I included the graphic for my identity. That's it. So you just set the title of my release with the date and some more works, and that's it. It went in the email. So I'm just starting to create anticipation, not details of what's going to be, how much are they going to be, how many. They don't care right now. We're way too far away from the release. And the point of the save the date is for those people who like to plan ahead, who like to also think in advance. So you can start putting that seed in their mind that something exciting is coming. You're working on something. People like when the artist is excited. We all want to be part of something that's exciting, right? That's excited. If you follow a sport, well, you get excited when your team is getting to the playoffs, so it's getting to the final or things like that, right? Because we love that. We love the excitement that it can bring in. So the same for our audience. We are the artists. We are creating a work. You want to show that you're excited about something that's coming up. So that's what that email is for. You can send an email just with the save the date information, or if you have other information to include in your email, put that, and then just like I did, just include at the bottom that identity graphic promotion that we did. So that's that. Now, as you continue working in your release, as we have worked on the calendar, if you saw the calendar sample that I gave you, you have also the release reminder posts. Those are the posts that you want to create in your social media, reminding people about what's coming. You want to vary the post so there's not the same type of post all the time, right? Change things around, keep the same identity, like the same font and title, but you just do variations, change things. Use carousel posts where you can put multiple images and then the one which is your identity. That's one way in which you can do it as well. Like I said, right now you can share behind the scenes posts of your studio, your tools, details, behind the artwork and things of that nature. Those are the things that can help you out. Now, when it comes to, for example, Instagram, I want to also here give you a little bit of help on Instagram and the things that are working right now on Instagram that you really may want to consider using as you are trying to build momentum. The whole idea of building momentum is, create consistently attention in your page, right, as an artist, so that people notice that something is happening. You cannot build momentum if you post one time on Monday about the release and then the day before of the release. That doesn't build momentum. That's, you just put a couple announcements that probably only 20% of your audience saw it, and that's it. Again, that's not good. You gotta build momentum by creating attention in your page, by creating movement, people interacting with you in the page. So the way you're going to do that is by posting often, as I said last time. Ideally, the week of your release, you're gonna post every day. What I recommend you do now, so you can start right now, is every day posting on your Instagram stories. Get used to posting on your Instagram stories. I know some of you guys are not using Instagram stories, or you are not very good at Instagram stories. And a lot of times, when I talk to artists, say, well, so I don't look at much Instagram stories, so that's why I don't do it. And again, you are judging how everybody looks at Instagram by the way that you do it. But when you look at the statistics of how many people are using Instagram stories, you'll be surprised. When Instagram release stories, again, also as a way to to be able to show the kind of like the behind the scenes at the moment of people's life, because an Instagram story is going in 24 hours anyway. It really changed the way people behave on Instagram, and a lot of people millions of people every day, look at Instagram stories. And I use them all the time. I look at my Instagram stories too, and you should too, because again, it gives you an opportunity to show up. The beautiful thing about an Instagram story is when you make a post on your phone and you put it as a story, your little bubble shows up to the front. It pushes up to the front of the people who is following you. So again, that is a great opportunity, to pop up in their mind when they see your image, your icon. Oh, let me see what Mary is doing. So quick, you click that, and now I can see what Mary is doing, or Carlos, or whoever, right? That's the whole idea of the Instagram story. So I encourage you to use Instagram stories starting this week. If you haven't used them, I recommend that you use them every day. Post something a day, at least one Instagram story per day. Okay, that's going to help you to get on a rhythm. Now, because it's an Instagram story, which is different from a post, you're not going to spend 20 minutes or 10 minutes trying to create the perfect post, right? Trying to find captions and trying to also find hashtags. None of that. You can literally this week, every day, go into your studio, look at what you're working on, take your phone, go to Instagram, click on your Instagram icon, and then you click on the little plus sign and say, Instagram story. Take a picture of something you're working on. This is perfect time to show like behind the scenes, your studio, your table, your tools, whatever you want, your hand at work. And then you take a snap picture of that, or better yet, if you want to do video, a 15-second video of that. And then all you do is you just click share, and then you're done. You did a story in less than 30 seconds. That's how quick Instagram stories should be. Now, of course, you can get fancy and you can do all sorts of things and put stickers and all that fun stuff if you have time, but you don't have to. Okay, for this challenge, what I want you to do is just get in the habit of showing up in your Instagram stories. Do it every day, at least one Instagram story. If you have time to do a couple, do it. Here's something that you can do. All right, and again, it's a challenge, right? That's why I want you guys to do this. Let's say you go into your studio in the morning, get in the habit, okay, I'm gonna put an Instagram story. You go, take a picture of something you may be working on, or something that you have in a corner of your studio, whatever. Take a picture of something, and then you put in your Instagram stories. Took 15 seconds the most. It's done. Leave it there, and then maybe at night before you go to bed or whatnot, put another Instagram story. So you'll have 2 per day in that case. Again, and on the second one, what you're going to do, instead of coming up with something to post for your story, you're going to look at your feed, look at the pictures that you already have, which if you've been on Instagram for a while, you have probably hundreds of pictures that you have posted before. Pick one, and then just click on that photo of your post, and there's a little paper plane icon. Click on that and say story. So it's going to share that post to your story, and then you click send, and it's gone. Again, that one takes probably like 5 seconds to do, because this all you do is you go to your wall, say, okay, I'll pick that one, click, send, share, done. That's how fast it should be. And what that does is just kind of every time you do that, your little bubble shows up to the front, and it is great because that's a way also of bringing back to life posts that you have done in the past, because we all know that posts that get old on Instagram, nobody's going to see them anymore. Nobody scrolls on your particular profile unless they want to see what you have done in the past. But most people don't do that. They're just looking at the pictures that show up in their feed. So it's a great way for you to every day share something that you have done in the past and give it new life. So that's part of what I would like you guys to work on this week is get on your stories every day. Get in the habit of getting on Instagram stories every day, because that is the one type of content that doesn't take 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes to think about it. It really, like I said, it should take less than 30 seconds to do. And everybody watching this video has 30 seconds to do that a couple times a day. Everybody, right? If it's taking you more than that, it's because you are overthinking it too much. You are kind of overjudging the post too much, looking for the perfect thing. There's no such thing. Social media, particularly when it comes to Instagram stories, is about immediacy. Guess what? That post will be gone in 24 hours anyway. The Instagram story will be gone in 24 hours anyway. So don't overthink it. Just do it. By doing so, what we are doing is we're starting to build more traffic on our page. We're starting to build also more attention to our page because we are being more active with it. Okay. And that's exactly what's going to build the momentum when you really want to grab people's attention at the very end of this. When you get really close to the release, you cannot wait 2 days to do this 2 days before. Start now. You are still probably about 2 or 3 weeks before your actual release date. So go ahead and do that on your Instagram. Use Instagram stories. And if you are also now, if you want a bigger challenge, right? Now you can also think about doing Instagram video, particularly Instagram Reels. And those always perform much better than a post in terms of views. And the reason is because Instagram has said it already multiple times that they want to show more video content to the users. So they're taking our videos and showing them to more people. That's exactly what they're doing because they want to compete with TikTok and other platforms as well. So, they want to use more video. Now, some of you guys are good at video. Some of you guys are not good at video. You pick your battles. At the end of the day, pick your battles because this is the one that could be time consuming. So if you are stressed out and, this is already causing you stress, then don't worry about it. Just keep up to the Instagram stories part of the challenge that I just mentioned. But if you feel like, okay, I want to give it a try, I want to go the extra mile, then really work on Instagram Reels. You can do Instagram Reels with your phone. You don't need anything else. You just, when you are on your Instagram to pull a story, if you swipe, you'll see the Reels at the bottom. Now, parenthesis on this, not all countries have Reels. Most countries do have Reels, but if your country doesn't have Reels, well, you don't have to worry about this one. But if you have it, you will see at the bottom, it will say story, live, or Reel. So you pick Reel, and you can do the same. It's a little video that's 15 seconds. A 15-second video where you can just click and maybe go record 5 seconds here, 5 seconds there, 5 seconds like that in your studio, and then you're done. And then you share it. The difference between the story and the Reel is that the story is going in 24 hours. The Reel will stay in your Instagram page, and that's as cool as that is. Of course, you can always delete it if you don't like it, but it will be automatically become a post. That's the difference between the two. So I encourage you to use video, because again, the whole idea is, in order to build momentum, you have to bring attention. In order to bring attention, you have to post. You have to show up to your audience, right? It doesn't just happen automatically because you posted once or twice. You have to keep that active. So I'm going to also recommend some apps that I use sometimes to create more fancy videos or reels. I use an app that's called Moshow. I use another one that's called CapCut, and I use another one that's called Bitleap. Those are the three apps that I use to create videos. And of course, you can make them all with your Instagram itself. You don't even need the other apps. But I like sometimes to use apps to, combine videos with pictures, or just to have fun with it. And some apps are better than others. It depends what you're looking for. For example, CapCut is a more fast-paced type of app, to create all kinds of effects and things. Could be a bit confusing if you have never done that. Moshow is easier. It's a little more simple, and you can do some really nice videos too. And and Bitleap is also kind of fun. It's more connected to the music, but with these videos, you can also, besides creating videos for Reels that are vertical, you can also create videos that are square or horizontal that then you can use as a post. For example, you can take, let's say, 5 pictures of your small works details, use one of these apps to create a little video that also includes your identity, and that creates a little 30-second video that then you can post in all your social medias, and people love videos, right? So again, that's if you want to get more ahead in the challenge and looking into this. But definitely that's how you're going to build momentum in your page. So as you look at your calendar, if those of you guys who like to plan more, you need more time to plan these things, then you can look at your calendar and say, okay, maybe the week in which I'm doing my release, I'm gonna do 2 videos or 3 videos, and you can work on those ahead of time, for example, so that you can have all that material ready, or you can just do them in the spot. It's entirely up to you. But this week I really want you guys to pay attention to your social media, to your Instagram in particular as well. Now, all the content that you do for your Instagram, here's the other good thing. Those of you guys who are also have a Facebook, and you also have a good audience on Facebook, whatever you create for your Instagram, you can also post it in your Facebook. So that's not a problem. I actually take usually the same post and I put it on my Instagram, I put it on my Facebook, and I put it on my LinkedIn, and sometimes on my Twitter if it's something short or just a picture. So and if you're in Pinterest, you can put it to Pinterest. Again, it doesn't matter what accounts you have, whatever you do in one, you can repurpose that and share it with other platforms. The more that you can give that live to the post, the better, right? The more people will see it, because some people will see it here, others will see it there, others will see it by email, others will see it through Instagram, others might see it through Facebook, others might see it in stories, or others might see it as a video. You just never know, right? Our audience is spread. Where our audience is not sitting in one spot in one room where we just go and give them one flyer and everybody gets to see it. It's not how it works. Our audience is a spread. So we have to, be effective in how we spread our message so that our audience can see it wherever they may be at, wherever they may happen to be at. So that's the plan as you look at your as your marketing, as you look at your calendar. I really want you guys to work on that this week and start getting used to posting more, getting more from that as well. Something that I do, and with this I will finish. Something that I do that also gets a lot of people visiting my page, and I have talked about this before. It's a strategy that I've used before, and it's actually a strategy that's part of my ultimate marketing calendar. Is that, for example, let's say the week of your release, let's say that Sunday, you could, if you have time, you could go to your Instagram stories and do a lot of shout outs. In other words, you can do a follower appreciation day, for example. And what you do is you go to your followers, you pick a picture from each follower that, you can do as many as you want, as many as you have time, because that's a time consuming one. And then you call it follower appreciation day. And then you just start going through stories and sharing one of your favorite posts from a follower of yours. And then you tag that person. It's important that you tag that person, because that person then will see it. If you don't tag the person, that person will have no clue, unless they happen to be seeing your Instagram stories. They may have no clue that you feature them in your page, that you share their post in your page. And everybody likes, doesn't matter if you have a big account or a small account, everybody likes when somebody shouts out your post, your image. Doesn't matter if they have 500 followers or they have 50,000, right? Everybody likes when somebody acknowledges you and is willing to give up their real estate to share your post. So you can do the same in your account. And I have done that many times. I do kind of follower appreciation day, and that is really fun, not only because I enjoy it, picking different posts to share from my followers, but it also creates a lot of reciprocal effect where the person that you tag a lot of times will send a thank you, right? Or will repost that, will repost that in their Instagram story of them, because when you go to Instagram stories and you tag somebody, that person gets notified, and Instagram gives them the option to repost that, so they can repost that in their stories. And again, Instagram is looking at all that. Instagram is looking at all the interactions that are happening in your page, and therefore it's going to, again, it will see that things are happening in your page and will show it to more people. Okay, so that's a strategy that I've used a lot of times. I probably use it this time as well, my week leading to the release, again, just to create a lot of attention, a lot of movement there. Sometimes I put a quote that's kind of cool or something that I know people will like, and again, the whole point is to bring attention, to bring momentum, to make noise in the page, so that Instagram sees that it is a page that is active, that is hot right now, and will promote it more than if I just show up once in a while and not do a whole lot of just a post and leave, right? So all those things are important in the platform. And I have done as many as 100 in one day. Like I wanted to test what was like the maximum number of I could do in one day, and it let me do only 100 shares. Of course, it took me a lot of time. I don't recommend you do 100, but it took me a lot of time. I was just testing. I wanted to see. But let me tell you, after I did that, for those 24 hours, my page was hot. I mean, there was a lot of movement in it, because people were sharing, were looking, were reposting, and it was really fun too. So, but you can do 20, for example. Pick 20 of your followers and then share one of their posts to your stories, and boom, it will be kind of nice and fun, and it's great. You can make a post that says follower appreciation day. Check out my stories, you may be featured. Boom, that could be a post, a graphic that you create, and then people will be looking at your Instagram stories for the next 24 hours. So it's really fun, and it's just a tip, it's a tactic. You don't have to do it, but if you want to, if you have the time, you can do it. Or if you have a sibling, maybe your daughter or son or a nephew or niece that maybe they can help you on that day with that, you just give them the phone, say, hey, what I want you to do is go to my followers and let's just help me put them on my stories and tag each person. That's another another thing that they can do. Of course, you want to oversee, make sure that they're good pictures that you want to feature in your page. But I have done that, and it's always fun. So take a look at that this week, my friend. And the challenge this week, simple: make Instagram stories every single day from now until your release date. They only take 30 seconds or less, right? Of course, you can do more if you want, or more fancy ones, but at least that, and you should be fun. After you do this for a week, you'll see how easy it is, how quick it can be, right? And then after that, if you want to really push the needle and you want to do some more videos, look at some of the resources I have here for you. And I'm going to post a number of links right here and other things that can help you out, for particularly those of you who are new to Instagram stories or reels, don't know exactly how to do that. I'll put some tutorials here from YouTube that I recommend that I think are really good. So thank you, my friends, for watching this video. Again, be encouraged this week. I hope to see you this Tuesday. We have Zoom sessions as usual. Thursday, if you have questions, put them in this Thursday's post for Q&A. I love answering your questions, so go put them there so that I can answer your questions through video, and that video gets recorded as well. And let's stay connected. Let's keep a positive attitude in our Facebook group as well. Like I said, our career goes up and down, but when you're down, don't bring everybody down. Just kind of in the contrary. Maybe you went through a setback like I did, but you know what? Let's find the positive on that, and let's help each other out. Actually, we want to bring people up, bring them up, and help everyone succeed through as we go through this challenge. So have a great day, my friend. Take care, and we'll see you very soon.